Also, Farmville PD and Town Council for granting us the permit to have this event. They did not have to do that, but we are so thankful that they did. For all volunteers in any and all capacities, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I am newer to this area, and I could not have had the turnout that we have tonight without you guys. So please just take a second and give yourself a round of applause. All right, we have a couple individuals who are going to speak tonight. The first is Alana Rivera. She's the Vice President of AJ Consulting, LLC. Ah, there she is. Thank you for coming out. I'm going to step out of the way.
Come on up.
Come on.
My brother can always stand with me.
Yes, sir.
I'm so glad to see so much love out here today. Thank you, Ty. So, as this event was being organized, I was really going through some internal emotional turmoil on how I wanted to address my family today. And me just being me, the only way I could come at you is real, right? So I'm gonna come all the way real. The late Huey P. Newton said that people are lonely because they build walls instead of bridges. And today, more than any other time in history, I think that's something that should be taken to heart, both literally and figuratively, with the state of our country right now as a whole, right? We've been here before. We've been here too many times. And we've had these conversations amongst ourselves too many times to let this be just another hashtag, to let this fizzle out like everything else once the luster dies online, right? Am I wrong, or does this feel different to you? Does this feels different, right? We can't let this go. We can't Google it away. We can't hashtag it away. We can't Instagram and Facebook it away. We have to do exactly what we're doing today, have our boots on the ground, standing together for what we know is right, regardless and in spite of whatever may come and whatever they may throw at us. Megan experienced many obstacles just getting to this point, but she overcame them because she stuck with it and because she had people behind her. Brittany had many people behind her that had her back, and that's what I'm asking all of you to do today. We're all standing together. We need to have each other's backs. As these conversations progress, let's move it past the conversation. We've got this many people together now. If each one of us were to go and ask 10 friends to join us and tell them to invite 10 friends as well, that's more than just a moment. That's a whole movement, right? And that's what we need more of. So let's go from the movement to strategizing and moving forward in faith and in solidarity for our brothers and sisters that have fallen and that were taken from us. And let's make this happen. We know that we can do better than this, both individually and collectively. And this is just the beginning. We're not stopping here.
Why you held it up?
Is he up next?
Good afternoon, good people of the community. First, I'm going to start by introducing myself. My name is Talik Vaughn. I'm currently teaching at Preston Middle School. I'm also the vice president of the First Boys Club right here in front. Shout out to my brothers and my family. First, I'm going to say we do come in peace, love, and unity. I hope everyone else is feeling the same way. But today we come together to speak on a huge problem that's been going on today, that probably go on tomorrow, but today we're here to try to fix it. And it goes beyond my great-grandmother, my mother. These are things that's been going on for a long time. It has to stop. So I would like to say to the good people who are in law enforcement and, really protect and serve their community from the heart, whether you black, white, blue, Asian, it doesn't matter. This is for y'all to spread. But I would like to say, I feel, and I'm pretty sure a whole lot of others feel, that it's a shame that before I walk out my home, my mother, my brother, my sisters, they always say, Mr. Vaughn, be safe. Take 10 steps, think 10 steps ahead. I have to watch my mother I will point out by the door now. I would. My mother right here with her hand up. When I walk out the house, she's nervous. So today she was nervous. Why? Because of the people who might be here, good or bad. But I would like to say, if you're doing it from the heart, please continue to do it. Those who use their badge and their authority and their power to just abuse, kill, and everything negative under the sun, I would like to say in the most peaceful way possible, that's cowardly. It's cowardly, and I'm saying this from the heart. So, if we want change, we have to come together as a people, as a whole. It doesn't matter where you're from, what color you are, what type of badge you have or authority you may have. We have to see one another as just humans and take off the titles. Come together as a family. For this to happen, for more positivity to happen, we have to come together. Stop profiling each other. Ask questions. If you feel some type of way, say that. Don't just come off the strength and just start hurting people, especially innocent people who can't fight for themselves, who won't fight for themselves, just because. But yeah, peace and love and unity. That's all we're here. One more thing. I'm pretty sure we all want peace. Well, most of us. The prescription for peace is love. The prescription for hate is love, right? And the ingredients for hate, non-peace, is hate. So I'm glad you all came today. Pretty sure that everybody wanted to be here. And as we leave, just go in peace, go in love and in unity. And for the people who are abusing their authority, I would like for you to picture that person being your son or your father or your mother or your grandmother. So before you make an irrational decision and decide to take anybody's life, you put yourself in that person's shoes and think about the pain you may cause and the pain you may have to go through and the grieving. All lives matter. I'm with the All Lives Matter, but I'm also a black man standing here before you, and Black Lives Matter, and we are dying each and every day. And the numbers are tremendously different. It's just facts, but thank you all.
Thank you, brother. I just want to expand a little bit. Talik touched on something that's close to my heart, talking about abuse of power, right? Marcus Garvey told us that the pen is mightier than the sword, but the mouth is mightier than both. And what that means to me is that we exercise our right to vote, right? So if you have elected officials, because I know we have people from different communities outside of Prince Edward here, if you've got elected officials that aren't doing what they're supposed to do, that aren't moving and working on behalf of the people, if you feel like your voice isn't being heard, you have the power to change that. Your elected officials work for you. Those people are put in office by you. If you're 18 years old or just coming up on 18, you're 17 years old, I see a lot of young people out here today, start looking into who the elected officials are in your area. See who's responsible for your education. See who's responsible for your local police department. See who's responsible for housing laws and things like that in your neighborhood, for transportation, for things that matter to us here. For the things that affect your day-to-day, everyday life. Those people answer to you. So when there's a town hall meeting, whether it's one that we do in our own community or whether it's an official one that's here in town, show up. Show out. I want to see the same energy. I want to see the same enthusiasm. I want to see the same numbers of people coming up, showing up to town hall meetings when they're having conversations about our neighborhoods and our communities and the things that are going to impact our lives. We need to be there. We can't continue to allow the so-called authorities that we put in place whose paychecks are signed by us to make decisions for us and to speak on our behalf. We have to do our part. We have to show up. Where you're standing is sacred ground, man. Understand where you're standing at, and if you don't know, you need to find out where you're standing right now and the importance of this place. I'm a big believer in residual memory. I believe that matter has memory. Every time I come to this place, hold this for me, brother. Every time I come to this place, not out here, but I make sure inside these walls, I touch parts of this building that the people that were here before us, that stood in this same place, that walked the same streets that we just walked, that they touched. I want that kind of energy in my life. I want to make sure that I take that type of love and that type of charisma that they had at that time to organize the way that they organized without any of the access or resources that they had. They didn't have no Twitter. Look at Reverend Williams over here. If you don't know this man, you need to know that man. That's the man you need to know. Why? Because he was here. He stood at the forefront of the revolution that started right here in Prince Edward County on these steps. Know your history. Know what's important. Know what happened before you so that you know what to do. Take lessons from our ancestors and the people that came before us. They were able to organize. They didn't have no Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat. They didn't have none of that. But they would have outnumbered us. They would make us look like a joke right now. And I'm grateful that we're all here, absolutely. But I know we can do better. I know all of us have at least 10 people that we know that we're having these same conversations with that we could have said, yo, just get in the car. I brought 3 people here with me today. How many did you bring? How many are you bringing to the next event? How many are you going to make sure that you're on the town hall meeting that's happening on Juneteenth? If you haven't heard about that, you want to make sure that you follow us on A&J Consulting, or follow me, Alana Rivera, or Jalila Ahmad, because it's coming. We're putting together community conversations to move towards action in our communities. And you, my family, need to be a part of the conversation so that we can all be a part of the solution. Ashe.
Can I say one more thing? And I'm going to piggyback one more time. It's going to be real fast, and I'm going to just let her have it. But again, to the people who do have authority, to the good people who has authority, when you see your fellow brother or sister who's also have authority doing wrong or may do something wrong, can you please step up? Because if we can't police you all, you all have to police yourself as a family. So if you know it's wrong and you know it might get bad, which it can and what you see on the daily, please speak up and tell your brother or your sister that works with you, that excuse me, that's working with you, help and protect your community on a daily basis. Please step up and let them know that they're wrong. Thank you.
Real quick, while we touched on voter rights and voter registration, I was just notified that back at the start, the love sign, Union Fellowship Church and the AKAs have voter registration cards and voter information. So if you're not registered to vote in your area, make sure that you do that before you leave here today. Make that a part of your mission and part of your own movement. Are we going to get you to say a couple words for us? Mm-hmm. Get you to say a couple words for us.
How long do I have? All day? What a great gathering of both black and white people here today. Give yourselves a hand, because this is not just a black struggle, but all of us are in this together. All of us. Our destinies are tied up together. A couple of quotes from certain people. Fred Douglass said, "Where there is no struggle, there is no progress." Say that again. Where there is no struggle, there is no progress. And we are going to struggle. Some years ago, we had a brilliant black sister. She was executive secretary, executive director for what? Wasn't the National Association, but for the Civil Rights Movement, or for the Office of Civil Rights in Washington. Barry said that when you have police officers brutalizing and beating up on people, that destroys public confidence in law enforcement, and that makes the job of a good police officer unsafe. Need I say that again? Whenever you have police officers beating up on people, brutalizing people in the community over and over again, that destroys public trust in law enforcement, and that makes the job of a good police officer unsafe. Thank you for being on these hallowed grounds where we met and we struck back in April of 23rd of 1951. Barbara Johns did not tell us these words I'm about to speak, but she taught us, as I look back, how to combine courage with vision. And that's what all of us are going to do together. In this community, we are going to organize black and white together. That's what we need. When I came along in this building in 51, you couldn't get a white person to come out like we have you here today. I know that there are some of you out here, do-gooders and want to do and will do. But we appreciate your being by our sides because you're by your own side. Thanks for this demonstration. May God bless you. Before we leave, we got to sing the national anthem of the 1960s, We Shall Overcome. Not right now, but we shall overcome. Who's the next speaker? I'll stay here all day.
Brittany, thank you, sir, so much. All right, guys, a round of applause for all of our speakers, please.